Hello and welcome to a very special episode in my knitting podcast. It's my 2023 knitting recap. I'm so happy to be finally here. 2023 was a very busy year for myself, and I feel like after the busy holiday season is over, I'm so happy to start fresh into 2024. I still wanted to do a little recap of 2023 knitting wise. However, I decided to not do this very traditional or like what loads of people do. This video where I go through everything I knitted in 2023. I thought I'd just highlight my favorite knitting projects or finished objects and talk a little bit about what I liked about certain projects and what I maybe didn't like that much about others, and what my plans for 2024 are. And at the end of the video I'm gonna announce a super fun knit-along. If you have a lot of works in progress, this might be for you, but I'll talk about it at the end. Alright, so let's get started. 2023 was actually quite busy knitting-wise. I didn't realize I knitted that much. I thought it was a slow knitting year from my feeling, but I went on Ravelry before and I realized I finished 27 knitting projects, 6 more than last year, and it's not so far away from 2021. 2021, during COVID, I knitted the most. I had so much time and I did nothing else but knitting. So 2023 was surprisingly good for my knitting. I've categorized my finished objects a little bit in Ravelry, had a quick look through, and yeah, I'll share a little bit of the statistics. I'm not going to go too deep into it, don't worry. The reason why I was actually quite good in knitting a fair bit this year is because I started university in September and I had a lot of time in where I could knit under the webcam. I realized I think that was probably my most productive time. At the beginning of the year I was really busy with work, or actually through the whole year I've actually worked a lot, but especially during the beginning of the year I was working towards a promotion, and yeah, this took up a lot of time. But the more the year went on, I started knitting more again, and then obviously, yeah, as I said before, during university classes I can actually knit under the camera if I don't have to take notes or participate more actively. Yeah, so 27 finished objects, of which 9 are sweaters. I've got 3 cardigans, 2 shawls, only 2 pairs of socks, which is quite a little. I have also finished 5 baby knits, 1 little knit for a dog, and then I had 3 tops and 1 vest and only 1 accessory. So, very low on accessories actually. I'm quite surprised, and quite a few sweaters. So basically a sweater or a cardigan per month, which I think is actually a lot. And the rest are like a bit smaller items on it, but I mean still like the shawls that I've knitted were at least one of the shawl was quite labor intensive. So yeah, I'm quite happy looking back to on the numbers, and when I went through my projects I realized I actually knitted a lot of things that I regularly wear, and the ones that I don't wear that much I have actually already gifted away, most of them. Some of them are still in my wardrobe and will probably move out over the next few months, just to make space for more. Yeah, if you've knitted for a while, you know that, yeah, knitted sweaters take up a lot of space. I always think, okay, I need to make space in my yarn cabinet, but in reality, I'm just running out of space in my wardrobe. When I went through my projects on Ravelry, I realized I had some favorites, absolutely. You had some favorites as well. And I've also realized a few things that I didn't like, so let's talk about that. So my most viewed project on Ravelry is actually the Suri shirt by Caidree. That was a test knit and I loved knitting it. I wore it for like a little while and then realized that I find it hard to wear. It's probably like a hard to wear in Iceland thing, because it's nice for like maybe inside, but I don't know how to combine it to wear it outside. So I've worn it a lot at home. I haven't really worn it out, but it's nice and it feels nice to wear. Probably gonna keep it for another season and see if I'm able to dig it out a little bit more. My most worn vests or top is definitely the Amy Slipover, and that's the one that I'm wearing today. I thought it would be a good opportunity to show it off, and actually I don't think I've worn this one in a podcast before, but I wear it a lot. So here it is. It's absolutely lovely. It's one of my favorite knits. I've been wearing it tons and tons. I think I started it before in 2022 and just like worn it more this year, or actually finished it in the beginning in January and then worn it more. Let me quickly look it up. There we are. So I've used some really nice wool, Erica Knight wool local, which is really affordable. It's fingering weight yarn, and then I used the Von Broich brushed lace, and I loved that. It is a silk mohair, super soft, and yeah, can totally recommend. It looks like it's discontinued, but I've seen it in a shop in Iceland here before, so I don't know. Now looking at that, yeah, I've started it in December 2022 and finished it in January. But yeah, one of my absolute favorites. If I should choose a cardigan that was my favorite, then would definitely be the Countdown cardigan, the grey one. I've knitted this one twice. I've made another one for my sister in December this year, because she loved mine so much, so I said, okay, I'll make you one. So I've knitted one for her and made it exactly the same. So there's literally nothing different, not even the buttons. Chose the same buttons because I love them so much. And she was very happy with it. I've been told that she's wearing it all the time. The most worn sweater is most probably, I would say, the Catedral sweater by Claudia Quintanilla. A lovely cooperation that I did with Unit Toronto this summer. I've knitted the adult version and the kids version. Here's the kids version. And I love it. It came out super nicely. This one is knit in the heavy merino, and the version for myself was knit in merino, so knitting foil of merino and silk, soft silk mohair. And yeah, I've worn it a lot. I think I might have to change the neckline a little bit. I just maybe bound it off a little bit too tight, and I keep on having makeup on it, so it's a little bit annoying. I have to wash it a lot, which I normally don't have to do with my knitting projects. So yeah, maybe one thing I have to alter when I get to it. I had a look through my favorite designers, and it was actually not hard to see that it was, of course, Lily from Lily Kate Makes. She is my favorite designer when it comes to knitting patterns. I knit a lot of hers. I think I've knit 7 projects or patterns of Lily. Some of them I knit for the second time. So for example, I've knit 2 of the countdown cardigan. I have already knit quite a few Abydos tops, so I made the Abydos sweater this year. I've also knit another poisoned apple top, which is probably one of my favorite knitted tops that you can dress up really nicely. Yeah, so, and I've done 2 test knits at least for her. So the countdown cardigan, the first one was a test knit, and the piping hot sweater, this one was also a test knit for her. So loved her designs, and I'm sure I'm gonna be knitting more of hers in the next year. I have quite a few sweater quantities to do the Hopelessly Devoted cardigan again. This one up here that I've shown you in my previous podcast episode, and I have bought sweater quantities for my whole family. So that's exciting. When I had a look through the projects that I was maybe less excited about, one that really clearly has been used less than expected was the Guernsey Genser, a design that is in the pattern book of Sandnes Garn. There we go, this one here. And unfortunately, yeah, I have not worn this one as much as I had hoped for. I was really excited to finish it. I loved the look of it, and then I realized that the yarn that I chose, the Peace Fleece, was too rustic. And it would have been probably okay if I would have gone for the right size. So I went for a smaller size with less positive ease than recommended, thinking that I didn't want to have it that large. But then having this quite rustic yarn for that project just didn't work. I'm unfortunately never wearing this one, and I think it's gonna move out. My mum is a little bit smaller than me, and I know that she quite likes rustic yarn, so I think she's gonna love it. So this one is gonna move to my mum's house, I think, very soon. She's excited about this kind of stuff, so, and I know that I can just reknit this one if I wanted to. I love the sweater. Like, the sweater pattern is really beautiful, and I'm kind of sad that it didn't work out, but I could totally see myself knitting this one again sometime in the future. It was a lesson for me to just not ignore the pattern recommendations. One project that I was super excited about, maybe not in a sweater, is the Mini Augustins #1. That was a baby blanket for a family member who just recently had a baby, and it's come out so nicely. I'm super excited about this one, and I will for sure make another one for a friend who's also having a baby, so that's on my to knit list. Another project that I was super happy about and I have been wearing loads is the Hoferdinner by Vedisjonsdotter. It's a traditional Icelandic sweater with some horseshoes on the yokes pattern, and I've been wearing it loads in while it's riding horses. Kind of makes sense. And I'm so excited about wearing something hand knit during my hobby, which is great. Every time if it's like not too cold, I'll wear that instead of a jacket, and I love it. It's perfect. My favorite accessory for this year, or my favorite hat, I've only knit one, which should tell you everything. I'm not the biggest hat fan. It just doesn't work well. I feel like very often I have my hair up and then I would rather wear a headband. And if I have a good hair day, I kind of want to protect my hair. Don't want to wear a hat so I don't have hair afterwards, if that makes sense. So my favorite hat that I've knit this year is the Melancholy hat. This is some lovely yarn that was gifted to me by Camilla from Camilla Knits, and she also, so I've test knitted this pattern for her, and I love how it came out. I wear it actually a fair bit, considering that I don't wear hats a lot. So this is the only hat I really reached to. I have knitted some Oslo hats before. I just find they do look really weird on my head, whereas this one is quite nice. It's a bit slouchy. There we go. It doesn't go well. There we go. No, let's do that again. Oh, there we go. Alright. So I like this look. It's a bit slouchy in the back. Super comfy, warm, a bit fuzzy. I don't mind the fuzziness, but I know some people who have don't like mohair in their face, this might not be for them, but you could just knit it in a DK weight yarn. It's a lovely pattern, super easy to knit, fun to knit, and it knits up super quick. I love how this one came out, and I wear it a fair bit, as I said before. Yeah, so these were all like my favorite knitting projects for this year. And so that leaves me to talk about my plans for 2024. I don't have like super precise plans. I do have a lot of sweater quantities, and like I've got ideas what I want to knit with those. I have also a lot of whips in my project, in my cupboard basically. And I've decided that this year would be a good year to finish some whips. And if I can't finish them, maybe frock them. I'm not really good in that. I'm not a person who rips back once I've started, so I have actually 12 projects sitting there that need to be finished. Some of them only need little things, some of them have barely been started, so if I realize that I don't like a project, I might just frock them, but I actually think most of them will be finished or just started again in a new size. So a few of them have they don't quite fit quite well, and that's why I didn't continue knitting them. So I've decided this year that I'm gonna knit more from stash, which I have done a little bit this year. So some stuff here were truly knit from stash, but now looking at it, maybe it's not so true. Okay, this one was kind of knit from stash. This one was bought for intentionally this project. This one is knit from stash, this one was gifted, this one is from stash. So yeah, it's been a kind of like a mix, but I feel like I've still bought a fair bit of yarn last year. And I want to be a little bit more intentional this year about my purchases. So I've decided to finish my whips. I'll talk about that in a second. Decided to knit from my stash, and I actually have so many sweater quantities ready with projects that I want to knit, so I'm gonna do that straight away. I will start a new sweater now. I've bought the yarn in Barcelona for the sweater, so it's kind of, I mean, it's in my stash, but it's still kind of new wool, isn't it? So it's only been here for like a few months, but I just want to knit it straight away to know that I'm going to be using it. And I want to knit more things that really work in my wardrobe, like color-wise, texture-wise. I've realized a few of the projects that I've knitted previously in my previous years, I've just knitted maybe a little bit too small with too little positive ease. Maybe the yarn sometimes was not like suitable for the project. Like we're talking about the Guernsey Genser, maybe too itchy for what I need it to be. and I think I want to knit more items that really fit into my wardrobe. So one thing that I've realized is that I don't wear many knitted summer tops. I've knitted 3 summer tops, or 4, what was it? Yeah, 3 summer tops this year. Of which the poisoned apple top is probably my most worn one, just because I can dress it up and I can go out like for dinner with it, and I can like wear it even to a party. Whereas like the Suri shirt, I just don't wear it. Like, I don't know when to wear it. I can't really combine it with my normal wardrobe. It just doesn't work as well for me. So I'm gonna try to be a little bit more intentional about it. Like, I realized like, over the last years I always got into the summer knitting mood, really wanted to knit all the super nice tops, but actually I'm very much of a sweater knitter. Sweaters and shawls is really what I love to knit and love to wear as well. My intention for this year is to get rid of my whips. So I've got 12 whips in my cupboard, as I said, in different stages of being a whip. And so I decided to do a Free Your Needles Call 2024. So the hashtag will be Free Your Needles 2024, and the goal is to finish your whips during the year. So I've had a look through all my whips. 12 whips is what I have. Quite a good coincidence. 2 of them which are crochet blankets, so I'm gonna call it Free Your Needles Cull 2024. You can make it your Free Your Needles Mull 2024. You can knit crochet. I just use it cull just because I didn't think about it before. It is what it is. So, but you're more than welcome to bring in your sewing or crochet projects or whatever you're working on. I personally chose to do 1 whip per month, to finish 1 whip per month, and so if I manage to finish one a little bit early, I'll just try to continue knitting on the next one, because maybe the next one is really not anywhere close to be finished. So I already started and I'm almost finished with the first whip, and it's the 7th of January, so I'm doing quite well. The way we're gonna run the cull is just gonna be super easy going, no stress. You can use the Free Your Needles Cull 2024 on hashtag on Instagram. You can use it in your Ravelry project pages, and I'll also start a thread in my Ravelry group, so you can just share your progress there. I'm just gonna choose a few winners for sure at the end of the year, and then maybe throughout the year, if I come across nice prices or see something nice, I might just grab a prize or grab a pattern and see if I can share it with some of you. It's just gonna be really random picks. So no pressure, just maybe an inspiration for you to have a look through your whips and finish them. Because it's so nice to get rid of the whips and then kind of have your needles free. Sometimes I'm searching my needles. I'm like, where are my needles? And I was like, okay, of course. I've got 12 whips like lying around. Like, of course, my needles aren't here. Yeah. Feel free to share pictures on Instagram, as I said, in the Ravelry group. And yeah, let's just have fun and enjoy getting rid of our whips, cleaning our palette, and yeah, I think it's gonna be fun to go through the year and just be a little bit, maybe I'm gonna try to be organized in finishing a whip per month. That's my goal. Alright, that's it from this episode. It's been a bit chatty. Hopefully I'm able to insert all the pictures. Hopefully I find all the pictures to insert on my phone. So I hope you enjoyed this a little bit different episode. The next episode will be just a normal knitting podcast, I promise you. And I wish you all the best for 2024. I hope that you have lots of time to craft and do your things. I'm excited to make it another year full of knitting friends. 2023 was full of knitting friends. I had so much fun going to Rhinebeck and to Barcelona Knits, and I'm planning on continuing this trend, meeting more knitting friends. And I've also realized that I have a few knitting friends now in real life. Some of my friends have discovered knitting for themselves, so I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a good year. I'm excited for it, and I hope you are too. Yeah, as I said, I'm wishing you all the best for 2024, and until next time, keep on knitting. Bye bye.